Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Rob Davies, has briefed Parliament on his upcoming visit to the United States to discuss South Africa's future participation in the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA. South Africa, together with sub-Saharan Africa, have been calling for a renewal of AGOA, which expires in September, and for all eligible countries to be included without any conditionalities. But there's mounting concern in the US that South Africa has maintained an anti-dumping duty stance on US bone chicken since 2001. Now, they've made their view clear that they believe 15 years is a reasonable amount of time to have resolved the dispute. Poultry authorities in the US have been accused of holding South Africa hostage for tying the country's future inclusion in AGOA to the anti-dumping poultry duties. Well, Manalisi Dubase was at that briefing. He joins us now. Manalisi, good afternoon. Well, South Africa has really enjoyed duty-free access to the US market for various products. Time is running out to get this renewed, and I suppose the Minister is very clear about the urgency, is he not?
Oh, absolutely, Teshen, because if you look at it, it's few months' time before this matter should be taken to the Congress so that they renew South Africa's participation in this AGOA. It is very important for the country, Teshen, in the sense that you know that it provides duty-free access to the U.S. markets for 6,400 products from sub-Saharan Africa. And South Africa is the biggest, is one of the biggest beneficiary of this AGOA. I mean, as you have said earlier about poultry that, you know, the U.S. want to export to South Africa. South Africa is having its own benefit in terms of the clothing and the textile industry, citrus and automotive industry. They benefit a lot as a result of this AGOA. So they would want to maintain it, although some in the U.S., especially some senators, especially those from the poultry-producing states such as Delaware and Georgia, they insist that South Africa should provide access to their poultry unconditionally. Otherwise, they are going to block South Africa from benefiting from AGOA.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Manalisi. I mean, these poultry authorities and farmers are frustrated over South Africa's tariffs on their chicken. It seems the two sides can't come to an agreement. We've seen AGOA officials from South Africa visit the US on this last month and previously. Now, is the minister's visit this time around looking more promising? This has to be settled at some point.
Well, as far as the minister is concerned, I mean, this should not be a problem. I mean, you will recall, Devin, that in the U.S., you know, the nature of their market is such that the U.S. people, they prefer what they call white meat, which is chicken breasts. And, you know, they don't like what they call the brown meat, which is chicken legs. And now they have a surplus of these chicken legs. And they would have to find a place where to go and dump these chicken legs. And South Africa says, let us have a quota, rather, so that you give us a certain amount of these chicken legs so that they don't undercut our own local market. You know, so to such an extent that they affect job prospects in the poultry industry in South Africa. So that is where this issue basically, you know, is stuck. But now Davies says that at least there are compromises that they think that they are going to reach in this meeting next week. He doesn't want to divulge too much because some of this stuff is still confidential.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Manalisi Dubase at our Parliament studios. We'll get more from him on this later in the day in our late bulletins.